right. Why is this not working? Hold on just a second. Let me fix something. Here we go. Okay, here we go. All right. Wednesday again. So today we're talking about what are essential oils, kind of like the 101. It's pretty easy question to answer, kind of. And so I'll probably go into some other things about what, like the distillation process and a little bit about that. So what are essential oils? Hold on. Okay, so what are essential oils? Let me introduce myself. Some of you don't know. I am Kyla. I am a mom of four, wife. We homestead, we homeschool. We do all those fun, crazy things around here. And, you know, our house is wild. 4 kids. Our oldest is 6. So they're 6, 5, 3, and 1.5. So it's a wild day every day for us. So what are essential oils exactly? So let's switch it for a second. Let's think about our blood. So what does our blood do in our body for us? Carries oxygen and nutrients through our body to, like, all around our body, to our cells, our tissues, our organs, keeps us alive. So essential oils are kind of like that. They're kind of like that to plants, except they don't circulate oxygen. You know, that happens through photosynthesis, so not through the essential oil that's in the plant. But so it's a little bit different, but a similar idea. So essential oils, they serve the purpose of helping the plant survive in whatever environment they're growing in. So basically, they're a transport system, kind of like our blood, but for water and minerals from the soil. So soaks up the water, the minerals from the soil, brings it through the plant, up through the roots, the stalk, the leaves, and back down again and back into the soil. So that's kind of how it's similar to our blood, but it's not oxygen, it's with water and minerals. So it's a little bit different, but the same idea. So because there's like a discrepancy. Some people say it's like the lifeblood of the plant, where technically it's not really like what the blood does in our bodies, but generally the same idea. If the oil isn't there in the plant and it's not bringing nutrients and water through the plant is going to die. Just like if our blood is not working correctly and doing the right things, we will not make it either. So anyways, that's basically the idea of what the oils do for the plant. How they're distilled, typically by steam distillation, taking the plants and steaming it, and that extracts the oil. But it can be cold pressed, because all the citrus oils need to be cold pressed, because the citrus oils come from the rind, not from the fruit. So that has to be cold pressed. And then Young Living does have one absolute, which is just a solution that they have to use to get for jasmine, because jasmine flowers are so tiny. So to get the oils out of jasmine, they do have to do an absolute. So oils are volatile chemical compounds. That's what they're made up of. Volatile meaning they evaporate easily. And every oil has its own combination of constituents, of chemicals that make up its specific smell. Every plant has their own smell, right? So that kind of brings me to my next talking point, where I want to go. So every oil has its own makeup, its own chemical makeup, its own constituents. And if you remove any of those constituents, it will make for a different smell. But you will be removing some of the beneficial compounds in that oil. So You don't want to remove any of those things because then it's not going to work the way it's supposed to, or known to, that plant. So my point is, you want to know where your oils are coming from, what your company is doing, what their farms are doing with their plants, and how they are extracting them. Because I think I touched upon this last week, and it's something that like drives me absolutely bonkers, is that they can put anything they want on the label, anything they want. As long as there's a tiny bit of that pure oil in that bottle, they can say it's 100% pure. Like, this drives me nuts because people don't understand that. And it happens with everything, you guys. Like, everything. Here's my like one story that I think I tell everybody is, take bread, for example. You go to the store, you don't want to buy wheat bread, you don't want to buy white bread, you want wheat bread for the health benefits of the wheat. If you eat bread, I know a lot of people don't anymore. We do. So you want wheat bread, and you look at the labels and you're like, oh, this one's nice. It says it's wheat bread. Sweet. You put it in your cart and you buy it and you eat it, and you think you're getting all the benefits of that wheat bread. Like 90% of the breads on the market are not actually whole wheat breads. Like, they're not. They are white. They are bleached white bread with caramel color added back into it, and your vitamins and minerals added back into it. If you read the label on the back, they do have to list what it is, but it still says 100% whole wheat bread, but it's bleached. And if you see any vitamins on that label that they've added back in, it's not whole wheat bread. It is white bread with chemical color or caramel coloring added into it to make it look like it's wheat bread. So everybody does it. All the companies do it. They basically, I mean, they're trying to trick you into buying their product because they know what people want, but they want to make it as cheap as they can. So they're going to make it cheap and try and sell it to you as pure whole wheat bread or 100% pure essential oils. You guys, you have to research this stuff. It drives me nuts. So most companies that sell essential oils are only concerned with smell. They're not looking for the medicinal benefits from the oil. They are just concerned with smell. What does it smell like? If you put on a perfume and you don't like the smell, you're not going to buy it. So they want to make sure their oils are sweet smelling and not like an herbaceous smell. So how they do that is they remove specific constituents that make that like herbaceous smell. They remove it to make it smell sweeter, and that's called fractional distillation. And almost all companies do this. There's very few that do not. Like if you smell, you take a peppermint from your local like health food store, the bottle of peppermint will smell almost like a candy cane. And Young Living's essential oil will smell very herbaceous, almost like it smells like peppermint, but also like not dirt, but it smells like a plant. If you took the plant and you were to crush it, that's what it smells like. It doesn't smell like a candy cane. You don't grow candy canes out in your garden. Like when you grow peppermint and you crush it and you smell it, that's what you're going to smell in the Young Living bottle. That's what you want to smell. That means all the constituents are in it, and you're going to receive the medical benefits from that oil. If it smells like a peppermint candy cane, probably things have been removed, and it's not going to do the same thing for you. So if you're looking for the medicinal benefits for the oils, you need to make sure you do your research on the companies that you're buying from. So that's fractional distillation. And then there is another one called rectification. So that's when the companies, they want each bottle to smell consistent through every single batch. So they have to have it consistent. And plants, when you grow plants yourself and you smell them, they don't all smell exactly the same. You're going to get different smells out of the same type of plant. So to get the consistent smell, basically what they do is like the fractionated distillation process, they take some of the constituents out that they don't like, and then they will add synthetics back into it to give it the consistent smell through every single bottle and every single batch. You don't want synthetics in your essential oils. If you're using them for medicinal purposes, you don't want synthetics in it. If you want synthetics, go buy a perfume or some kind of fragrance. Like, that's not the point of them. And I think my last point for this one is, like, people complain about the higher costs of some companies. That some of the top companies are all generally the same price. You're not going to go cheap on health products. Like, you want the top health products. You want the benefits from those products and the trusted companies that are making them. Don't go cheap on your essential oils. It's like the top companies are the same price across the board. You're buying from your local health food store or grocery store or whatever because they're cheap. They're cheap oils. That's why. They have synthetics in them. They have compounds removed from them. They're not going to give you that medicinal benefit that you're looking for if you're using essential oils for that reason. Just a couple of examples, like rose essential oil is like crazy expensive. If any of you have seen it, it's crazy expensive. I don't have a bottle, not yet anyways, but it takes 22 pounds of rose petals to make one tiny, like 5 milliliter bottle. 22 pounds. Roses are not cheap. Bought them at the store for your moms, or, you know, your boyfriends or husbands or girlfriends or whatever have bought them for you. You know they're not cheap. So 22 pounds of rose petals is what it takes to make one tiny little 5 milliliter bottle. If you're buying rose essential oil for, you know, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, whatever, it's not real. I'm sorry, it's not real. It's not going to help you at all. And then same with lavender. Like, lavender takes 3 pounds of flowers, just the little flower part, to make a 15 milliliter bottle. So at least it's bigger. But yeah, it takes 3 pounds. That's a lot of plant. It's not cheap. It's not a cheap process. So if you're buying cheap oils, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get cheap results, or none at all, really. So I don't know. That's my spiel for today. I think I could probably go into more about what to look for when you're purchasing oils from companies and what you can even call and ask them. So I think that might be what I'm going to cover next week, is more about how to find the right oil for you, what to look for, what makes an oil good if you're looking for it for medicinal purposes. So that's it for this week. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and we will see you next Wednesday, same time, same place. Bye.